Trigger warning. 4 kinks to avoid unless you are a romance writer. If your genre is dark romance or erotic romance, then the following kinks will add an unpredictable spice to your writing. I must warn you, however, that these 4 kinks must be handled with great care, because in the real world, that world outside of the pages of a romance novel, things can get crazy and lead to arrests, prosecutions, and definite convictions. I do not want to read about someone getting into that kind of trouble. So these 4 odd but interesting kinks should remain in the literary world, in the fantasy world, in the fiction world. Okay? So now that I've made that disclaimer, we can continue. Let's for a moment step into the imaginary world of an erotic romance writer and explore these 4 controversial kinks. Kink number 1. You're running late for work as usual. The morning alarm went off, but you refuse to get out of bed until the last minute, which causes you to catch the express train. When you step into the crowded car, your heart drops. There are too many sweaty bodies taking up too much space. But what can you do? You can't afford to take the next train. You've already been late 3 times this month. As you move through the crowded car, you spot the handsome, tall man that you've been crushing on for weeks. You both have exchanged flirty glances in the past, but nothing more. "Good morning," you say as you squeeze into the space directly in front of him. The sexy stranger returns your smile, but the tall man says nothing. However, the moment your eyes meet, you make a reckless decision. You lean forward and permit your breast to brush against the stranger's chest. But you do not stop there. You press your pelvis against his groin and slowly grind on the surprised man while you hold your breath, waiting for his response. His slow, wicked smile causes you to whisper your name in his ear. This kink is called frotteurism. It is 100% illegal. Do not, I repeat, do not try this outside in the real world. Frotteurism is the rubbing of one's pelvic area or erect penis against a non-consenting person for sexual pleasure. I can envision lots of erotic scenes using this kink, but again, only in the world of romance writing. Kink number 2. Stealing lip gloss from the corner store is a sexual turn-on. Trying on a designer bikini and walking out of the store wearing it under your clothes is a thrill. Eating a meal at an expensive restaurant and then sneaking out without paying the bill is exciting. But this habit can land you in handcuffs. This unusual kink is dangerous. There are kleptophilias in the world who delight in stealing. They get physically aroused by committing theft. When I think of kleptophilia, the cat burglar comes to mind. I also think of the first black Catwoman, Eartha Kitt. Kink number 3. This kink is odd. I've never heard of it, but if you commit this crime, it will definitely land you in a lot of trouble. Symphorophilia is when you become very aroused from staging and watching disasters. Some people have intentionally crashed their cars or watched news clips of natural disasters such as tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes. Accidents, tragedies, and disasters all fall under the umbrella of symphorophilia. When I think of this kink, I imagine that the romance writer will have to get really creative. I assume coming up with a romantic story involving symphorophilia will be very difficult, but I am up for the challenge. What about you? Let's just imagine that you are a news reporter and you have been sent to cover a collapsed bridge. You arrive at the scene of the accident and notice that a man is trapped under rocks and debris. Instead of reporting on the collapsed bridge and the victims, you jump into action. You attempt to rescue this man, and as you do so, you get an excited feeling, a purposeful feeling. Now I ask you, my listening audience, do you think this is a form of symphorophilia? Do you think that the reporter should get involved? We know the reporter did not stage this accident. However, she is excited and energized as a result of it. Would this fall under the umbrella of symphorophilia? Would the fact that she attempted to save this man's life be considered part of that kink? Let me know your answer. Leave a comment. Kink number 4. Have you ever wondered about the women and men who fall in love and get married to people who are already in prison? If so, then this kink might explain a few things. Hybristophilia is the sexual attraction to people who commit crimes. It can also include people who like being lied to or cheated on. Hybristophilia can include an attraction to people who commit reckless acts such as streetcar racing and bank robberies. I think of crime novels when I consider this kink, or perhaps a dark mafia romance. What about you? Will you use any of these kinks in your romance writing? If so, please let me know. I also ask, what do you think of the 4 kinks that have been mentioned? Frotteurism, kleptophilia, symphorophilia, and hybristophilia. Did any of these kinks surprise you? Do you have an unusual kink that you'd like to add to my already growing list? If so, please leave a comment in the box below this video. I look forward to hearing from you. This is Elizabeth Griffin, the Black Romance Writer, and I appreciate your support. And here is another video for you to check out. 11 kinks you don't see in romance novels. Until next time, I'm wishing you love, peace, joy, and happiness, as always. Bye-bye.